Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you for joining me today as we are live from the Batcave. My name is Joel and this is my co-host as always,
Nathan. Gotta add the spice to it.
Yeah, see Nathan, I didn't add any spice this week, unfortunately, like you did last week. And I feel like you've outdone me because I don't feel like I'll ever reach your level of spice.
Here's the thing. Next episode is the 10th. And it's also my intro, so be prepared. That's all I'll say.
There is going to be some spice. I don't think we've planned anything special for the 10th yet, but there might be something special. We'll have to have a conversation about that, me and you, Mr. Nathan. See if we can string anything together. But viewers of the podcast, don't get your hopes up. So what's been going on in your life recently? Anything new with film form?
I've recently finished editing the whole Casey Neistat video, so I should be going up soon. We've also
nice.
Not necessarily film form, but my job has started back up, so I should be back there within a week, which is going to mean I have a lot less time to make videos, but which basically means I have a lot less free time because I'm going to be using the once free time to make videos.
That is fine though, because as you know, your friend, me, and the other two friends that we have that run film form will be helping you out to make sure that you can still be making content during the time that you're working. So don't you worry about that.
Sauce, bro. Pure sauce.
Sauce. They're working on some videos, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Morgan's, he's done 2 Spider-Man videos and he's working on the 3rd. Sam's done a Percy Jackson review, which is really cool. They've got stuff in the works.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm excited for their stuff. Me? What's going on? Nothing, as usual. I always say that every week, don't I? Has anything actually happened this week for me?
You've had some new cakes.
Yes. My lovely girlfriend, the woman of my dreams, has brought me over some cakes. And when I tell you she's good at baking, you know, everyone's girlfriend thinks they're good at baking. Like, every girl thinks they're good at cooking. But my girlfriend is really good at baking. Like, super good, like, to the point where I'm like, open up a bakery, please. We'll be rich. Like, she's very, very good. So, I've been trying to eat as many as I can before my family start to steal all the stuff. Because everyone loves her cakes. But yeah, other than that, not much. Just working on some projects, working on some videos, but nothing I can tell anyone about yet because, you know, secrets. I'm a very secretive person. Nathan's like, yeah, this is what we're up to. I never tell anyone. Nathan's always like, yeah, this is what's coming up.
Just another small bit of news in my life. Recently, in kind of like our neighborhood, someone has lost a pet snake.
Oh, yeah.
So there's just
Scary
a snake
stuff.
somewhere. And there's going to be people who are going to be like, hang on a minute now. I see snakes on a regular when I go out. People who live in Australia, people who live in America, whatever. Bro, I don't care. If something has less or more than 4 legs and is not an amputee, then I don't want no part of it. So, yeah. And it's, you know, it's
I'm on board. I'm on board with that.
But
I subscribe to that. I don't want any dealings with any of these types of creatures. No, thank you. Sorry. Yeah, that's scary stuff for you. Hope you don't die. I'd have to find a new co-host, and Morgan's not as energetic as you, so.
You are, mate.
I'm joking. It would be Sam. Right.
Jesus.
I'm joking. It couldn't be either of those boys. I love them. I love them too much, and you're irreplaceable, Nathan.
Bro, you'll start the next podcast. Yeah, I will have died. And you'll be like, "Hello, my name is Joe, and this is my co-host, Bader." And then it'll just be you doing different multiple voices.
I'll be both people. Yeah. I'll just start the next podcast as Christopher Walken.
Hey.
Okay,
so
let's get on to the word on the web, Mr. Walken.
Word of the web.
Do you wanna take the first piece of news? What you got?
So there's some big news in the comic book fandom. Well, or should I say,
are we hitting hard?
Should I say fandom? Since it's on the topic, fandom.
Nice.
New DC event, whatever. Michael Keaton is reprising. Well, I don't know about reprising per se, but is rumored to be reprising the role as Batman in the Flash movie. Now, I was still under the impression that nothing was going forward with that movie because I still haven't found a director or appropriate writers. But apparently Michael Keaton's in it. So, how they've...
Mate, if this actually happens, I'm going to cry. Because I love the old Batman movies. Right? Michael Keaton's Batman, for me, was maybe the first Batman movie I ever watched. And for that reason alone, it's got nostalgia. But also, if he is an older version of that Batman, of the Batman that was in that universe, he's going to be so gothic.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
This is the thing. This is a bit of news I've gathered. So, essentially, the Batman that we're getting, he's not going to be a Flashpoint. Actually, this is what it says specifically. The Flash will not feature the Flashpoint vision of Batman following Michael Keaton casting. So it's not going to be...
So it's not going to be Thomas Wayne then?
No, it's not. So it is going to be Bruce
That's fine.
Wayne.
But that's what I'm saying. So he's going to be an older version of Batman 89, I think. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Let's hope it's the same one, because obviously...
Mate, if it's Batman 89, I'm going to be so happy.
I think
Jack Nicholson's Joker in that is like a highlight as well.
I think they saw Crisis and was like, okay, I see you. I see we playing this game of chess. Okay.
Hey yo, I'm so on board with the CW shows. Like, The Flash has ended, and like obviously we don't get that weekly right now. But because The Flash has ended, I am like catching up on stuff. But something that came out, I think either today as we speak or yesterday, which I haven't watched yet, is the most recent episode of Supergirl. But not Supergirl, Stargirl. I watched the 2 episodes previous. I'm not sure if you watched them, Nathan, but oh my god. That show is top quality CW. It's like, it's starting at such a good place, and The Flash only got, although you can't top season 1 or 2 for nostalgia reasons, it only got better in like CG and stuff.
I'll tell you what was good about it. With The Flash, he was, by the end of the first episode, like, he was, he had the suit, didn't necessarily have the main lightning bolt, but he knew, he understood what he was. With Stargirl, it was like... Oh, I didn't even finish that statement, I apologize. But we really see the Flash by the end of season 1. That's what I was trying to say. But with Stargirl, like, by episode 2, she's just Stargirl.
Yeah, and she's Stargirl.
And like, just get straight into it.
And, like, I guess this isn't a spoiler for you, Nathan, because you already know. But she's now going to put together a team.
Bro, I've seen a photo on Instagram. I wouldn't really class it as a spoiler, because I expected it anyway, but... Like, I seen a photo and it looked dope. So, yeah, I was well excited for it. And we get to watch them in the correct order now. And not backwards.
Yes, and now we can watch them in correct order. They were brilliant, those two episodes. But... Yeah, that show is such high quality. But yeah, I think they are learning stuff from the TV shows. The TV shows are the most successful thing that they've currently got. And like, yeah, maybe they're not multi-billion-dollar franchise movie stuff, which obviously they want because they've tried the Marvel formula and failed at it. But but the only thing that they do have working at the moment, apart from Aquaman and Wonder Woman and stuff, those singular movies were good. But the thing that they have working for themselves at the moment, and that has been generating income, and the fans love, and the fans appreciate, and they still give time and appreciation to them, are those CW shows, and are their TV stuff. Their TV stuff is making massive waves compared to their movies. Yeah, 100% agree. I like just to wrap up the stuff about Michael Keaton coming back for that. He always liked the role, the fact that he played Batman. He's always been really good about it. Like, he's always been like saying really nice things about the time that he played Batman. I want him to be back, but also, does that mean we could get Jack Nicholson's Joker back? That would be amazing.
Bro, don't even tease me.
And he's older now as well. Oh, yeah, mate.
Well, I tell you what, Michael Keaton is making songs because, he's his ever so famous superhero character of the Birdman. But he was in Homecoming and he had a pretty good role. We haven't seen him since, but now he's showing up in Morbius. And now he's just reprising his Batman role again. He's doing well.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't think he'd say no. even though the suit.
Well, no, well,
isn't,
he's in
the most
talks
popular.
now. Currently, there's a contract going on and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's not that he'd say no, but his like team, his agent, his like manager,
They need the
all of that
dosh.
stuff. They don't want to be turning down roles for the foreseeable future for a Flash film that might never come.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like complicated negotiations, but I hope he signs on for it, and I hope we do get a Flash film, just for this. Like I would be happy if the Flash film was bad, and we got this as a cameo, because like this is just it blew my mind, because I never thought we were ever going to get like a Batman 89 or a Burton Batman in general. Like I never thought we were going to get another Tim Burton Batman.
Do you think, and it's both related or not, since how we had the Ezra Miller cameo in Crisis, do you reckon we're going to get a little Grant Gustin cameo in the Flash movie, since like they show with Michael Keaton and stuff like
please
that?
do.
It doesn't even have to
I
be
would
like
love
a
that.
big, do you know what I mean? But like, maybe
Do
if
you know
it's
what would
something
be
like,
sick?
hang on, I met you before, didn't I? And we like...
You know what would be sick? If he was running through the Speed Force and he got those flashes of different timelines like Barry gets in the CW universe, and one of them was, the CW universe.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Or like give us like the CW version, CW universe, and then give us a version of the CW universe where Barry Allen's got blonde hair and blue eyes.
Bro,
the fans of the show will realise I really want to see Grant Gustin with blonde hair and blue
but
eyes.
this
just
is the
once.
thing, it's like, it's not even as if it was
They-
only Grant
yeah,
Gustin,
it's not-
because Ezra Miller's exactly the same. He's got like black hair and like brown eyes.
Yeah, it's just like a comic book thing for me. Like I grew up knowing that Barry Allen had blonde hair and blue eyes, and like for me, I would just it doesn't have to be our Barry Allen in the CW universe, but I would love for, if they're going to keep doing multiverse type stuff where you see alternate versions of Barry, just give one of them blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I reckon we will see that on the show at some point.
Yeah.
In some form. Well, he gets frosted tips,
in
like
some
Topher
form.
Grace in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. But like, I think Grant Gustin does a really good Barry Allen, and I think he used to be a lot more like cocky and quirky and stuff, like the Scarlet Speedster, of New is. But like he plays Barry really well for me, because Wally West is the cockier version of Barry. Wally West is the cockier version of the Flash. Like when he takes on the mantle of just the Flash, he's like the funny Flash, and then Barry Allen's the badass Flash.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. All right, so I've got this piece of news. It's not really like a big piece of news. It's like something little. It's just another cancellation. But the Star Wars celebration has been cancelled.
What was that? How was the Star Wars celebration?
So Star Wars Celebration Anaheim.
Right, okay.
For
I
2020.
thought you meant... I don't know why I
Not-
thought this. I thought you meant there was like some sort of series that was coming out.
No. This is this is
Right, got you.
the Star Wars Celebration thing. So, Star Wars Celebration, Anaheim. It was supposed to be in 2020, and obviously, due to the COVID, it's not happening. So this is the official statement to our Star Wars Celebration fans and friends. At Star Wars Celebration, the health and safety of our fans, attendees, exhibitors, guests, and staff is always our number one priority. Due to the global impact of the COVID-19 virus and speaking with local and state authorities on the latest public health guidelines related to indoor conventions, we have made the decision to cancel Star Wars Celebration 2020. While this news is disappointing, we are happy to announce the Star Wars Celebration will return to the Anaheim Convention Center in August 18th to the 21st, 2022. Tickets and transfers and refunds are all available.
2022.
Yes. So I think it's something that happens every 2 years then, maybe, instead of one. Or they're just like being generous and being like, we need another year to plan for this.
Yeah, but I mean, Power Morphicon, that happens every 2 years, but they've just delayed that till next year, and I'm not sure why they're doing another one in 2022, just to put it back on schedule, but, I mean...
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, it's another one of those cancellations in the same vein as Comic-Con, except it's just not having an online thing this time. It's something that you can't really do online. Star Wars Celebration, I think it is a very much a cosplay and turn up and and there's loads of events normally and stuff like that. It's a Star Wars thing. So yeah, that's another cancellation. But I thought that was some news that should come out for big Star Wars fans, because I think it is like a very big convention.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I've never been, obviously. Like, I've never been to many of the conventions, but no, I mean, ropes. All I can say.
Yeah, rope stuff. You got another piece of news?
I have. So, as of recording this, Tuesday the 23rd of June, it is the 20th anniversary of the godly film by Aardman, Chicken Run. And on this exact day of the 20th anniversary, they have announced that they are making a sequel for Netflix.
Yes, I'm all for it.
That sequel is going to start a production in 2021. Now, Aardman type animations usually take about 5 years, like, I think, roughly. I mean, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. But on average,
it takes a while. Yeah, definitely.
So maybe we'll get it for the 25th anniversary, or even the 30th.
So is this going to be called like Chicken Sprint or
Chicken Garrigona's
Chicken Relay?
Yeah, bro. I mean, what should be something like stupid, like Chicken Run 2? Like, who does that? Like, who just puts a number at the end? It's gonna be like
Chicken Run 2, The Chickening.
Realistically, right? I was just kidding when I was saying that, but like it's just really hit me. Like, it used to be, you know, for example, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Deadpool 2. But now with like majority of the stuff within the last like 5 to 10 years has just been subtitles.
Yeah, subtitle. Yeah, a lot of stuff is with the subtitles. I think they'll probably go with Chicken Run 2 though, right? Because Chicken Run, they're not going to call it anything other than Chicken Run.
Chicken
It's
Return.
probably got a fan base, so it's probably going to be like Chicken Run or Chicken Run Returns. But yeah, I'm excited for that. You know,
Really cool.
I'm definitely excited for that. Obviously, Aardman makes such great things as Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit, Wallace and Gromit.
That's the reboot.
What's that?
What Wallace and Gromit? It's the reboot.
Oh, it's the reboot. That completely went over my head then. Yeah, but I don't get it. So they're not going to be on Tweedy's farm anymore, obviously. And it's going to be Ginger. So it's going to be based around Ginger, probably.
Well, I mean, it's whether they even do like a sequel or it's just another Chicken Run story. Like, it's just like not a reboot per se, but like just a remake or like another story, which is the same characters.
They're going to add diversity.
Bro, imagine
youth and diversity to it.
There's just, it's all chickens and there's just one just bloody crow, just like, yeah, bro, I'm part of you.
Now what they're gonna do is basically this is a backdoor sequel to Chicken Little as well, so it's gonna be Chicken Little Run, and they're gonna add youth and diversity to it, and it's all gonna be baby chicks doing the exact same thing as the chickens did.
And sweet corn falling from trees, not from trees, from the sky.
I'm 100% on board with this.
I'm on board.
You know, like let's talk about this for 2 seconds, because I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but I want to know some things. Were there any things like, it doesn't have to be in Aardman style, but like animated 3D wise, even 2D, but mainly 3D? Were there any animations that you wished had like sequels? Because I know I've got like 2 for me, but 1 definitely Megamind. I was waiting for a Megamind sequel. For like
Megamind sequel would be absolutely great. You know, I don't know if they ever would do a sequel, because as far as I know, there's only one. But Shrek, that'd be cool to have more than one.
Yeah, that'd be.
Nah,
that'd
jokes.
You're
No,
an idiot.
realistically. B movie. No.
Oh yeah, true. They never did a 2.
Bro, good.
What do you mean?
Nah, bro.
Everyone
Everyone,
that movie slaps.
bro. Everyone hates on B movie. Yeah. I know, no joke. Like, I genuinely would just watch that as a kid and fully enjoy it, and I probably still enjoy it now. Let's be honest. It's like, you know, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not the most enticing film.
I've got a top 3 for me. I think there should be a Megamind 2, Flushed Away 2.
Oh my god, yes.
And Over the Hedge 2.
Doesn't that already exist?
No.
Oh no, no. What's the one I'm thinking of? The Nutology or something, or like the
Oh yeah, something, but it's not Hammy. It's not Hammy the hamster.
bro, Over the Hedge was such a good thing, and I remember as a kid, like I watched it once in school or something. Or I
Hammy
watched
the
it
hamster.
somewhere.
Hammy the squirrel.
I watched it somewhere, and I remember just loving it so much. But like I didn't have it on DVD or nothing, so I could. It was one of those films which I thought was amazing, but could never watch. So anytime I got a chance to watch it, I was like, yes, can we please watch this? But now obviously I've just seen it enough times to be like, yeah, it's a banging film, like, but like as a kid I only seen it once and I couldn't I wasn't able to watch it, like, or I didn't have it on DVD or nothing. It was one of those films
I had like on repeat, like for a very brief period of time. So it's something cool to the viewers that you might think I'm a freak, cause I can't sleep without there being constant noise in my ear. It's just something that happens for me. But for a brief period of time, it was movies I used to put on the background. Now that's a terrible idea, and this is why it's brief. I really enjoy movies, and I'm a filmmaker, so I can't help but just stay up to watch them.
To watch it, yeah.
Yeah, so like it was a bad, but like when I was a kid, when we used to put movies on, it would always be like we'd put on Over the Hedge, repeat. Like I'd watch Over the Hedge, like I don't know, 3 times in a week, and then I'd switch over to the Smurfs DVD or something like that, and like it wasn't even the Smurfs movie DVD either. Like I was a kid and I was watching like the Smurfs cartoon DVDs. But like it was one of those films for me that I really enjoyed as a kid, and then I watched like later on, right? I watched I think I watched Over the Hedge in like the first time I watched it I was like 8, I think, maybe. But like I watched it when I was like 17 or something, and I was like, yo, this film still slaps. How is a film that I liked as a kid still slapping to this day? Yeah. But yeah, Over the Hedge, Flushed Away. What a film Flushed Away is.
Well, do you know what? Do you know what I'd like to see?
And Megamind.
Now this is a bit ropes because it's Dr. Seuss, and I know we obviously there's only really one of each, whatever, all his different stories. But
you want to Lorax the two?
No, bro. Yes, obviously. But
yes,
there's 2 films when I was younger that I adored: Over the Hedge and Horton Hears a Who.
Oh yeah,
like because just the idea that like Horton.
Do you know how long they were teasing us as well for a Cat in the Hat sequel?
Bro, I know. It was like
there was literally like I swear I saw like it must have been fake or whatever. I think it was definitely fake. But I saw like Cat in the Hat 2 posters, and I was like, "Yo, please, like,
well,
please."
Bro, this is where it was a pinnacle moment in my life where I feel like my view on films could have been completely different. So we were going to Cardiff one day to see my nan, and my dad was like, "Oh, do you fancy going to cinema up there?" Because like at the time we didn't really have a cinema down here. Like it was just go Cardiff. There's a cinema. Do you want to go see something? And there was like 2 like choices which I would have been able to see with my dad: Cat in the Hat and Men in Black 3. Now,
yeah.
I was like, I feel like if I had read my Cat in the Hat, my entire like what I like today and how my like film life went forward could have been different. But I was like, check out Men in Black 3. I never seen the first 2, like, but let's give that a go. And it was like, it was time travel, it was action, it was aliens, it was Will Smith. Like, so I just feel like pinnacle moment of my life. But yeah, that could have been a very a big Zeusy, like. But I mean, like, Lorax is great. Horton Hears a Who, like I said, like, obviously
I'm the Lorax, I speak for the trees.
Yeah, bro.
I'm the Joe Rax, I speak for the cake.
I am the Anthrax, and I'm no good for no one.
That was clever and sharp, and I hate you for it.
But no, bro, just the fact that when I was younger, just the fact that like these 2, like the Who's and Horton, are never, ever, ever gonna be able to meet at all. Like they're not even gonna be able to communicate properly. But the fact that he just knows, and there's a world on his fucking flower. Like I was like, bro, good on him. Good on him for protecting it.
It's the same as the fact that like it's like the Grinch is supposed to be in a snowflake.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And that's so cool. I've always loved the idea of the Grinch and like Horton Hears a Who and stuff like that. They're all like they're already good. But I think now, which really gets me, is because we've had another Grinch film, right? So top tier films from Dr. Seuss back in the day. Cat in the Hat, right? It's a freaky film, but as a kid you love it, right? And The Grinch. They are amazing. They remade The Grinch as an animated thing. It was awful.
I never
If
seen
they
it. I never went to see
if they
it.
do a yeah, no, it was bad. It was really bad. I didn't go to see it either. But when eventually I could watch it, like with means at home, like I sat down with my niece to watch it, and like we were halfway through it, and I was like, "Are you okay to watch this by yourself now, love?" Yeah, okay, bye. Like I had to leave the room. It was that bad. And that's saying a lot because they cast the Grinch as Benedict Cumberbatch, and I really like Benedict Cumberbatch as an actor. Just that movie was bad. It was just an animated movie with no substance to it, and I just physically couldn't sit through it anymore because it was boring me. It was physically boring me. If they do that to the Cat in the Hat, I will be so angry because Jim Carrey at the time, I don't think he'd return to acting when the Grinch movie was made.
Yeah.
Mike Myers has never stopped acting. Like, he takes hiatuses, but like he was in, what's it called? The movie about Queen.
Bohemian Rhapsody, he was
Yeah,
the big record exec.
yeah, he was in that, and obviously he's been Shrek for years, right? Like, I like Mike Myers as, you know, the Cat in the Hat, and I think if they are to ever do a sequel or a reboot or something, it's got to be him for me.
Yeah.
Because what they did with recasting the Grinch and stuff like that, I feel like I would have been able to sit through that boring movie if I heard Jim Carrey's voice.
Yeah. Like, literally. It's the same with, what did they recently... They recently rebooted stuff. Well, first of all, not even that, right? Scoob. Like, if Matthew Lillard was doing Shaggy, I feel like I could have appreciated it so much more, just because I can, you know, familiar voice. But they rebooted someone else recently as well, and like they kept the cast mainly consistent, but there was one actor who didn't come back, and the actor isn't even dead. He just didn't want to come back to it, and like apparently he just took people out of the experience. I can't think of what it's called. It is a kids' film. Well, you know, it's PG, you know, aimed at kids. But yeah, you know, rope situations, and especially with such big named actors as well. Like they leave like a print on you.
Yeah. No, definitely. Okay, well, we went on a bit of a tangent. I have some news. Take this one, as the website says, with the biggest grain of salt you have to hand. But this is online rumor circulating online, and it claims that Ryan Reynolds approached Marvel Studios with the idea of Deadpool 3 being pitting Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe. Now, Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe is an amazing comic. And I would love to see that on screen.
Well, look, I mean, by the time Deadpool's fully in the Marvel Universe, right, we are going to have, even if we haven't got films, we know for the fact then we have every right to bring Fantastic Four in, every right to bring X-Men in, every right to bring any Avenger in, you know, and it's like, even though odds on, you know, for the Deadpool movie, they're not going to, you know, bring in the big stars, but I mean,
right?
Hey, let Ryan Reynolds do his thing. You know, he's usually got a way with what he can do. Like,
yeah, well, he's really passionate about the Deadpool stuff, and obviously he's read a lot of the comics now that he's played the character for so long. Let me just tell you a bit more about this. According to like insider stuff, so Deadpool Kills the Fox's Marvel Universe was one of the ideas pitched by Reynolds back in 2019.
That's pretty cool.
Anonymous, that's one of the anonymous insider exclaims. But Michael Bay was in talks to direct that movie. So this is what the article says. As hard as this is to believe, there is a lot of about the rumor that does make sense. Reynolds worked with Bay on Netflix film Six Underground, a film written by Deadpool scribes Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. This could even be a standalone feature with Wade Wilson taking on familiar faces, all while leaving the continuity of the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe unscathed. So it's difficult to believe a film like this wouldn't effortlessly gross over $1 billion at the global box office, and the irreverent nature of Deadpool means that he would be well suited for this type of adaptation. I agree. I think this is a good idea, but obviously they can't touch the actual Marvel Universe. They can't kill off the actual Marvel Universe.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Bloody hell, they've already killed off half the Marvel Universe.
Exactly.
And Deadpool didn't even kill him.
This is what I'm thinking. See, like, do stuff like that, yeah, great. But do you think we're ever going to see Deadpool, like,
like an Avengers.
Yeah, like I just can't see it.
I don't know. Maybe what they do is they do the he kills the Fox Marvel universe.
That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Or you imagine.
I think as well. Even though Hugh Jackman said he won't return to Wolverine because they're such good friends. If the character's actually being killed off, right?
For the second time.
Yeah, for the second time.
Well, do you know what I think would be great? You know, like how the like Crisis and all that brought back. I know we brought it up so much, but brought back all these old people. Imagine we get him killing off the 2015 Fantastic Four, but then also the bloody 2005/7 Fantastic Four.
Oh, mate.
Do you imagine seeing that version of the Thing again?
Oh, don't, because like that's my favorite thing. I think it's a good pitch. Do I think that they would take it? It'd be a risk. Plus, like, if they're bringing the X-Men into the Marvel universe, which I believe they are, then the old X-Men are probably all going to be recast anyway.
Well, here's the thing.
Maybe they just do it. Maybe they just kill off the Fox's Marvel.
Well, this is the thing. Just because, like, so Disney owning Fox means that they have the rights, right? But that doesn't necessarily, like, Iron Man could show up in this film, but it doesn't have to be Robert Downey Jr. Like, they have the rights to say this is Iron Man and to do Iron Man, but they've never said, we have the rights to Iron Man, that means it must be Robert Downey Jr. Granted, I don't want to see anyone else as Iron Man in the main universe, but, like, if they want to do...
Right, but do you think he is going to be Deadpool of the Fox universe, or do you think he's just going to be Deadpool? Because I'm pretty sure Deadpool is one of those ones that they're easy fixating onto the Marvel universe. He doesn't have to be a mutant in order to be in the Marvel universe. You don't have to introduce him as a mutant. You don't have to introduce mutants in order for him to be in the Marvel universe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where it gets to the point where I just can't see him be like existing there. Like, I'm not saying I don't want it, but he's such a unique character and he has such a unique style that I just can't see that in a Marvel film.
I think there may be like future team ups with Deadpool with like Marvel members in it, but like I don't think he'll just randomly join the Avengers in a movie or something.
That's fair. I think that works. But then
like,
we need like Deadpool 4, 5, 6.
He'll have like his own like. Well, there'll be like Deadpool movies, and then there'll be like spin-off of Deadpool movies. Like there'll be a Deadpool movie, then Deadpool and Cable, and then there'll be like a X-Force movie, and then one of the X-Force members will be someone who is from like I don't know the main Marvel universe.
Yeah, I mean,
they could definitely do that.
I feel like we're better off waiting to see it than theorizing over it, because it's just like you can easily say this could happen, but then suddenly it's created 4 plot holes, and then if you try to cover those plot holes up, it creates 8 more. It'll just keep doubling. So yeah, I definitely like the idea.
Yeah. I think it's a creative idea. Have you got any more news?
I do. So this one's a bit smaller. I have 2 more, but this one's a bit smaller. We have confirmation that the main man on campus, J.K. Simmons, has not only signed on for about 4 more Marvel movies.
Yes, as reported.
But has also already filmed some. So people are speculating Morbius, Venom 2, and then future Spider-Man films. Because let's face it,
connecting them. That is genius as well.
Because let's face it, if they need to know about him, what better way than online media, some really angry guy shouting about Spider-Man being an arsehole.
Oh, man. I just love him in that role. Bring me pictures of Spider-Man and bring me J.K. Simmons.
Bring me J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. I'm super hyped for that. Like, he plays that role so well.
He does.
I like the fact that the Daily Bugle's like an online thing, like an online news source as well. It makes more sense for like our era, and it's not too far shy from the comics because yes, it is like a paper in the comics. It's a newspaper and company, but there's been stories where they're not just a newspaper company and they're like a media conglomerate. I would like though, in this version, because he seems like he's a news anchor, maybe he's not the boss.
Maybe not. Well,
that could be an interesting dynamic.
I have the thought of he's not even working for a company, that he just has like a vlog kind of thing, like he just does it all on his own. Because that's what it's pretty much like nowadays, especially with online stuff.
Yeah, he could do. He definitely could do. But I think he had that little Daily Bugle thing. What, you just think he runs the Daily Bugle by himself?
Yeah, like the dailybugle.net, like, because obviously you only see him. Yeah. He's kind of like a podcast type thing.
I could do. Yeah, it's really interesting. But I think no, you need to give him a certain amount of power for, like, Scorpion to work.
Fair.
Because, like, Scorpion is very heavily tied into J. Jonah Jameson's character, like in the comics. If they do the comic origin of him, obviously. So, yeah. I mean, man, I want him in every film, to be fair. And, like, he doesn't even need to interact with the characters. You can obviously just have him as those things, like those billboards and the blogs. And
like on YouTube or some...
And stuff. And even if that's all we get, I'll be happy with that. But I would love to see him interact with, like, a new Peter Parker. Or make a quip about, like, he hired someone named Peter Parker before or something like that. That man, it transcends universes. He was in the Raimi universe, and now he's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And they didn't recast him because they know damn well there is no man that's going to play that role as good as him.
That's why I'm so glad they didn't have a recast in Tarzan. Well, that's why I'm glad he wasn't in Tarzan, because they would have recast him.
Yeah.
Like, because even in the animated shows, like, JJ is played by J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. So I think the only other person to play J.K. Simmons in, like, recent history, that I can know of, is Stan Lee. Stan Lee played him in the Spider-Man cartoon. But, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, later on in iterations of the other cartoons and stuff, J.K. Simmons reprises the role.
Well, like, that's the thing. Like, I've been watching Spectacular Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man. Wait, is it Spectacular Ultimate? The one with Drake Bell, okay?
Right.
And J.K. Simmons plays him as that. Stan Lee is a janitor, but Phil Coulson is also played by the actor who plays Phil Coulson in the films. Like, they're just...
That's good.
Like, I like how they keep, like, sticking to... Like, even though, obviously, Drake Bell is not Peter Parker in the MCU, but, like, they keep the voice actors consistent.
Yeah. I think it seems good. Another thing I think he's supposed to be in is something else that's superhero related. Have you heard about the Invincible comic book? Have you ever heard about that?
It rings a bell. Like, I'm not going to say yes because I'm not.
So
too sure.
It's an Image comic about a teenager whose father is the most powerful superhero on the planet.
Right.
And obviously this teenager also has his powers. But, like, not to the full extent yet. J.K. Simmons, I believe, is going to play the father.
I mean, bro,
it's a voice, because I think it's an animated series.
I'm up for absolutely any role he's in, bro. So
yeah, so he's going to be Omni-Man in Invincible, I believe. Which, to me, is super, super great. So just, like, it's obvious that he's well up for doing superhero stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he really enjoys doing this sort of stuff. He's done, like, really sci-fi stuff before. Like, he signed on to be Commissioner Gordon as well. So, like, when we get the Snyder Cut, he's going to be Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, bro, pure sauce.
Pure sauce. Purest of sauce. Other superhero stuff he's done, like, not technically superhero stuff, but he was in, like, a TV show, I believe it was, where he had, like, there was two versions of him.
Right.
Called Counterpart, I think it is, maybe.
I'll Google he's been in now TV shows.
But yeah, that was really, like, that was super.
And The Legend of Korra.
Oh yeah, he does,
Generator Rex. He's been in, bro. He's been in a lot. And I can confirm he's been in both Ultimate and Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, see, he does the voices and stuff. Yeah, Counterpart's really cool. It's like a TV show. There's 2 seasons. I don't know if there's gonna be a third. But there's definitely 2 seasons. And
Bro, he's in Megamind. Sold.
a UN employee discovers that the agency he works for is hiding a gateway to a parallel dimension that's in a cold war with our own. And his other self, the other person in that parallel universe that's not him, is a top spy in this war. So it's really complicated. It's obviously like a bit of espionage and stuff like that, but he's the main character. He's in all 19 episodes.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah, bro, definitely.
Yeah, there are episodes. Yeah. Let's stop fanboying over him. I've got one more piece of news. So Jeff Loeb, when he was in charge of Marvel Television, which he's not anymore, obviously, had a couple of shows up, and then a lot of them were cancelled. He he had a lot of shows cancelled, but there is one show that is technically still on the roster, and this has been moved to Hulu. So Hellstrom is the last leftover show from Jeff Loeb's time in charge of Marvel Television, and it's now said that the series, which is seemingly being distanced from the comics, will debut on Hulu this October.
Right. Ooh.
So, pretty sure that means it was obviously already filmed, and they would lose more money than gain more money than having it like put on. They're not going to put it on Disney Plus because obviously it's one of those TV shows that is not like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision. So Hellstrom will not be on there. And I don't think it's probably going to get past a single season. I think it's probably something that was already filmed because Jeff Loeb put it in place, and it would be more expensive to just not release it than to release it with Hulu. And if Hulu's willing to buy it off them, I think that's where they're going to put it. But yeah, don't hold your breath that it's going to get more than a season, but I'm definitely going to watch it. Hellstrom is one of the super coolest people in the comics ever. He's very much the side of comics in like the magical side. He's basically he's the son of Satan.
Right.
Like it's a little bit more it's a little bit more advanced than that, but basically I'm just super excited to what they're gonna bring. I hope that they don't be like, hey, you know, you're fucking Satan's son or whatever, so this is gonna be a horror show.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. I hope they do it well. But it's he's being played by Tom Austin.
Okay.
So, you know, got an actor behind it, so it's definitely coming to Hulu, and it's planned for this October. So, what do you think? Do you know anything about Hellstrom?
No, bro, not at all. I mean, it definitely
That's
sounds intriguing, and I feel like I'll give it a watch. Oh, I just hit my microphone. I apologize. I feel like I'll give it a watch, but I mean, yeah, nothing that really stands out to me.
I think it's probably worth a watch. Maybe we'll see when it comes out, but that might be something to add to what we watched that week.
So I have one more piece of news if we want to go through it, and it's that the SpongeBob movie, not a Sponge Out of Water, because that was the very hyped up one that was going to be like it's in real life when it was only like the final like 20 minutes of the film that was in real life. The SpongeBob Sponge on the Run is it's the actual bro. It's the sequel to Chicken Run. Is now heading straight to like, you know, download and streaming services and all that stuff instead of coming out in cinemas. So I think it was August 7th it was meant to come out, but now it's just going straight to streaming. So what do you think of that? Because obviously that's what happened with Scoob, and
Yeah, and well, Scoob was a bit of a, either way, but I don't. Yeah, I think either way, whatever happens, we're watching it, right?
Bro,
like
100%.
we gotta watch it.
Like this is a SpongeBob film, which
when's
is
it out? Did you say?
I'm not the initial release date was roughly August 7th. I'm not too sure. I can double check now if it is still set to release on that date.
Okay.
Let's have a gander. It's currently apparently the news site. Oh, there we go. Blah 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 blah. 2020 release. The movie was originally set to be released on the big screen on August 7th, but this moved to CBS All Access. So never mind. It's gonna be on. Well, no, never mind. Still gonna watch it. It's gonna be on CBS All Access. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just still August 7th, bro. There's no official release.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So when it does get an official release date, we will plan for that, and that will be our what we watch for that week. Deal?
Ooh, hold on. Just found a little bit. Despite initially being eyed for a summer 2020 release in theaters, the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run is now heading straight to VOD platform early next year. So it's gonna be early next year, not this year.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's
now
fine.
is that gonna?
We should still be doing the podcast then, guys.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we keep it going. It's not that much. It's not that much we put into this podcast. We do dedicate 2 days for it, but I think eventually when we get into the swing of things a bit more, we'll probably condense it down to 1 day. But yeah, it's we'll definitely give that a go, because I think SpongeBob, although it is, I guess, technically for kids, it's for like every age, is it not?
SpongeBob has some cracked things in it.
It's a really unique thing. But if that's your last piece of news, I am desperate to talk to you.
I've made notes
because we didn't watch this together. This is the first time we didn't watch something together.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a half. 8.5 notes. The half being one, I think, is like classed as one, but I'm not sure. So. Okay.
Oh, okay, let's get into it. Okay, so what we watched this week, we watched Upgrade. Amazing.
Upgrade.
So it's a film that was made on a ridiculously low Hollywood budget. It was by Blumhouse Studios. I'm pretty sure they are the people that make the Saw movies as well. But this is so much higher quality than the Saw movies. The Blumhouse films put like a very low budget to this, but they made it very, very well. I think it did well enough in cinemas. It like definitely made its money back. The budget was $5 million,
which is a lot of money, but for a film,
nothing, barely anything, right? And they made this for $5 million. Director was Lee Winnell. Lee Winnell is famous for directing the Saw movies and Insidious and horror movies and stuff. But more recently, he directed The Invisible Man, that movie. So yeah, with Upgrade, Lee Winnell directed it. It was at Blumhouse. Budget was $5 million. Box office was $17 million. They did no marketing.
Yeah.
They did very, very little marketing. If they did any marketing, it was mainly online. I think I saw 2 posters for it. I knew it was coming out in cinemas because I follow like a lot of like film things online. I saw the Upgrade official Redbound trailer in late April 2018, and I knew it was a film I had to see. I saw it, they got my money, and Jesus Christ, was it worth the money. It is one of the best films I saw that year, if not the best film I saw that year. 2018. What came out in 2018?
Infinity War.
Oh, mate. Infinity War was a banger, right? And it was a really good film. But that's because it's a good film, and plus I'm nostalgic for the universe. This was just a really good film.
Yeah.
It's got an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Rotten Tomatoes is harsh, like very unfair to a lot of stuff, especially stuff that's not Warner Brothers. But we won't get into that. So yeah.
Do you want me to just go through everything I've noted down and then we can talk about it gradually?
Yeah. So we'll do that. So give me a first note. I want to say one more thing before you do that. So the budget was 5 million. The box office was 17 million. This film does not look cheap. Go on.
Yeah. First of all, they just have a Cybertruck. Like, it's shaped a little bit differently. It's coloured a bit differently, but they just have a Cybertruck, and like the thing
way
pulled
before
up.
it was even announced.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, sure. That was pretty cool. I think we need to have a section on this podcast, or like just something about this podcast where basically it's called like when Nathan thinks things are cool just because they're related to Power Rangers, because it's happened a lot. But his wife Asha is played by the actress who plays Maddie, the Blue Mystic Force Ranger, and that clicked to me. Like they were like she'd got out the car and then they were in like the kitchen, and I was like, what is that? And I googled it, and she's a Power Ranger, bro. So the film's good anyway.
Melanie Vallejo.
I think so, yeah. She plays Asha, his wife. She's the Mystic Force Blue, bro.
Yeah, definitely. I know. I can't remember. I can't believe I didn't even mention that before.
Leading off from that, the second she started to get a bit saucy in the car, I knew she was gonna die. Like the second she was like, the best thing about not having her eyes on the road, I was like, yeah, she's dead. She's gonna die. I just know. And granted, I thought she'd die from a car crash. Realistically, she got shot, but there we are.
Yeah. So, that's something I want to ask you, as long as it's not one of your newer points. What did you think about the non-upgrade technology that's in this film? So the technology that they put in this film that is
so just kind of like the holographic like windows and glass.
Yeah, holographic windows, the cars, the body modifications that the criminals have, stuff like that. That is. Like, you always see stuff like that in films like Iron Man and all that, but what they did with it, like the fact that he had a gun in his hand, but he was like multiple, so he was like, whatever gun he wanted or whatever, or I think anyway, I'm not sure, I might have misheard, but just the fact that stuff like that, like when they're doing surgery on him and the surgeons have like the things in their eyes, like the X-rays and the kind of scanners, like that was dope, and like the drones and everything, like it was next level. It was really, really cool. It was super, super good. I liked a lot of things in this, and obviously he has that passion for old cars in it. So, okay, go on. Another point. I'm excited.
Another thing I like was the first time, like he's getting battered on, and then Stem's like, I can take over if you would like. And he was like, yeah. He's like, would you like me to take over? He's like, Stem, take over. And then suddenly he's just like, boom, catches a punch, boom, straight up onto his legs. And like, I've seen that fight scene before, but I've never seen it, like, I never seen it build to it.
So what's I can't remember now. What's the first fight? Is it the kitchen scene?
The first fight is... Yeah, he ends up going into the kitchen, but he's basically gone into this guy's house. He's looked at some stuff on the table. He's gone to hide, but he just pressed himself up against a wall, and you can see the reflection.
Work in that fight,
it is so good.
So
there's two things that make it perfect for me, right? The camera with like connected to the gyroscope of the phone and everything, but
so
also
actually that's not how they did that shot.
Is it not?
No, so they do that a lot, but with that shot, because they were in such an enclosed space, they literally just tracked the actor with the camera.
Oh, okay.
But like they were basically, in order to get the feeling, because he had to train in order to fight like a robot, so he had to do this sort of stuff. They were in order for it to look like cool, or not even jarring, but like visually good. Every move he made, the camera made the opposite move. So he would punch left, the camera would go right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what brings me on to my next bit, is that I love the camera work and the way it looks, but also just how he betrays it so accurately in that he is like, his arms are just moving and things are just happening, but his body, like, it's not that he's not turning into the punch. His mind isn't like looking around for anything. It's just happening naturally. And the actor nailed that.
Yeah, he did. That actor. So that's the thing. So there's supposed to be a sequel, and we'll get onto that, because not a sequel to the film technically, more like a TV show sequel. But there's supposed to be a sequel. that actor was 90% of that film.
Yeah.
He was amazing. So we'll get onto that a little bit later, but like the plans for a sequel and how you do that is maybe a complicated one.
I've just lost my notes. I don't know where they're gone, so I'll have to try and think of this off the top of my head. One thing that I found hilarious, well, not even hilarious, yeah, it was funny, but it was like he pulls up on the wheelchair, and this is first of all, when he shows up in that bar, and he's in the wheelchair, and like he's like, I'm gonna block off your pain receptors, so like they think he's like he is paralyzed. He's like, all right, Step, you can take over. Bam, and like suddenly it's just all this stuff. With like in the bathroom, like that was gorgeous. And the lighting and the color,
the gore in this movie, is just the right level. It is not too much. It is not too little. They just show you what would happen. If this man attacked you.
They show us what we need to see. Like they don't need to. They don't show us more to try and make it cool. Like they just show you.
There's not like mad blood spurts that are hitting the ceiling and stuff like that. Yeah. It's just they show you the human anatomy being ripped apart by this unit, and it is, for me, I will say, because I always want to say it's like one of my favorite films, but that's like such a vague statement because I love so many films. Yeah, it's probably my favorite action film ever.
Bro, definitely like, I wouldn't even call it indie per se, but like definitely the best like low budget. Yeah, like definitely. It was absolutely fantastic.
I love how they were like, oh, Joker was made on such a low budget. Joker was made on 10 times the budget this film was.
Yeah, exactly. And quite frankly, as much as I love Joker, I'd watch this again over Joker.
So would I. It
is so much cooler.
This film is just beyond for me. I hype it up a lot. Any faults I can bring with this film.
Well, I just want to get onto this bit very, very quickly. It was just the main point I was bringing up. There was a bit where like he's just come out of that bar, and he's like, right, I need to start running basically. And there was he gets up just like with the stem, he just starts sprinting. And there's a guy in like a wheelchair that's not mechanical, it's like manual, and he's like, faker. He goes around the corner. The guy like then gets up and jumps in his wheelchair. Yeah. And like I don't know what it was, but like it caught me off guard, and I was like, how in a film this like mad have they managed to just land the perfect joke? And it's like only one as well.
I know. It was definitely written super well.
Yeah.
It's a generic story of revenge, right? But it's just written really well. Like the scene by scene, it's so good. That's the thing. Like because it's so nostalgic in my mind, and I've recently watched it, so like I've seen it, and like I can't think of things that are bad. Like, because this is your first time watching it, could you give me some stuff that maybe you didn't like so much in the film?
I'd only say that I forget his name, but you know the original guy who owns is it Fezla? He's basically the guy who we think is the bad guy.
Oh, yes.
I even though the whole reveal was meant to be that he's not the bad guy per se, I feel like I didn't really get hyped up enough for him. Like we saw him at the start, and that's it. And then we see him later on then when we were meant to think he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I just it didn't really play well with me.
I think it with the reveal that fixes that though, right? Because
the reveal is something that I've never seen.
Bro, they did us so dirty with that reveal.
Bro.
And I'm living for it.
Literally, like I've seen like Venom is kind of similar, where there's like two kind of air quotes minds that are merged to one, stuff like that. But this film just did something so ballsy and so like unbelievably wrong, and it was the best thing that I've ever witnessed in a film.
Yeah, no, 100%, and they just went with it, and this film was made not for anyone. It was a film made to be a film. It was like, we're telling a story, and it doesn't have to adhere to an audience. It doesn't have to be targeted towards anyone specific. This is just our story that we're telling, and they told that story.
Like, it wasn't a film to be a flick. It wasn't a film to be an action movie. It wasn't a film to be a blockbuster. It was a film to be a film.
A film.
A film.
Yeah, definitely. I really, really like this.
For anyone who doesn't know, because we haven't actually stated what it is, STEM is the main bad guy. The voice, the implant inside his body is the bad guy, and he's been sending like messages to the guy who we think is a bad guy, telling him to do what he's meant to do, because STEM wants a body of his own, basically. And the ending to it was just mental.
Yeah, which we will have to get on to soon, because of obviously we need to talk about how are they going to continue this.
Yeah, how? Matt. Okay, yeah.
A couple of things I want to say before that. I will say one bad thing maybe, just because like I don't want to just be like, this is the best movie I've ever seen, because obviously it's not, but it's an amazing movie. The pacing is off in certain moments. There are certain parts that you would like to be over a bit quicker, and certain parts that you would like to be maybe spending a bit more time with. The fight scenes paced perfectly, but like the other scenes, like the hacking scene where they go to meet the hacker, maybe that was a bit slow. And the lead ups to stuff is a bit it's a bit weird, but like it's very minor, and it's not, and if you're invested in the film, you're not gonna care. You're gonna want to spend as much time with these characters anyway.
One bit that weirded me out, I know it's meant to be like, a mother will do anything for you, but like he starts vomiting and his mother's like, yeah, okay, that's fine, just get it up, and then she shoves her fingers down his throat, and I'm just like, listen,
yeah.
Like, be there for him, be encouraging, be like, go on, get it out, you feel better. But she just shoves her fingers down his son's throat. And he can't, like, grab it on to say stop. So, like, I just don't get it. I don't understand what that addition was. But there we are.
I don't really get that either. I can't even remember that part. Like, I remember it, but...
She's, like, washing him, like, just sponging him down. And then he starts being sick, and she's like, oh, yeah, go and get it up. And then just shoves her 2 fingers down his throat.
I guess it's because he couldn't do it to himself. But, like, I mean, why would he do it to himself? Yeah. Okay, that's a wonky thing. But, overall, wow, this film is great. So, let's talk about the ending. Just play by play, tell me the ending from your perspective.
So, Stem was trying to go on a mad killing spree, and he was just like, nah, bro, leave it out. I have control, not you. And he ends up shooting himself in the head. And then from what, at least I thought, don't know if anyone else did, it looked as if it was all a dream or something. And he comes back in the hospital bed, and his wife's there, and they're like, oh, you've been up for a few days, we had a nasty crash, whatever. And I was like, oh my god, it was a dream. And then we cut back to him again, back where he originally was, but it's just Stem, and he's like, he is where he wants to, in his best favourite place, in his mind. I now have control of this body, and just walks away. And like, it confused the shit out of me, because it was like, you thought it was just all a dream, but then we find out. So, what's the main character's name now? I forget.
So, Gray. His name's Gray Trace.
Right, so Gray pretty much kills himself, but he is inside his own mind, thinking it's reality, and Stem is in the real world controlling Gray's body.
Yeah.
Pretty much, more or less. And that confused the hell. I have no issue with it, but I just didn't. It was a lot to take in that moment. But how they're gonna do a sequel to it? Because you've said that it's like they're in talks. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get how they're going to do a sequel to it, because like, it's like a thing of like, is Stem our main character now?
Exactly. like, is it gonna be following Stem? Is it gonna be a thing where Gray comes back out of his own mind? Like, it was
like, is he gonna fight back? Are we even gonna be with Gray anymore? Is Stem gonna have moved on to a different body?
Exactly. Like, is that because obviously he was surgically implanted, but are there more STEM like bots? Can he link up to different people? Can he link up to different? Well, we know he can link to different systems because he was able to shut down that one car. When they were after him, but I don't know. It's genuinely like it was a mind-blowing film, and how I'm a bit worried. See if they're making a sequel, because even if they did manage to find a way, I'm just scared that they'll like not ruin the franchise. But that film was like good.
That film was very good,
and I don't want them to like make one that was just okay after making one that was that good.
It's the same company, and I believe the same director has already signed on.
I'll hope that, because like they clearly made a banging film and they know it.
Oh, mate!
So I hope that they're in the mindset of, let's not make one if it can't be good, but they just know it's going to be good, and that's why they're doing it.
Yeah, I feel like the director had a vision for this TV show, and that's why it's being made, rather than them going, oh, this was such a success, let's make a TV show. Because yes, it made money, but it didn't make that much money, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't a $5 million film that made $100 million. It made 17, right?
Yeah.
So he feels like this has potential as a TV show, and obviously so do other people. So that's what they're gonna do with it. That's where they're gonna go.
Well, that's another question. Is it going to be a limited series? Is it going to have a season 2 possibly if it goes well?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, where can they really take this story?
Yeah, is this something that's gonna go for multiple seasons, and it's all gonna be based around this one movie?
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, are we going to be following STEM or are we going to be following Grey? Like, who is the main character of this film, really?
And it's like, is it going to be like what's the Link show where the guy wakes up in different bodies?
I know what you're talking about.
Something Leap.
Quantum Leap.
Yeah, Quantum Leap. Like maybe STEM takes over different bodies, and like he has to live in different people's lives.
Yeah,
that could be like something like majorly. That could like be a major thing.
I hope like we said, I hope that they're only doing this because they feel like
they've got a
potential
story.
And they feel like it's gonna be at least on par with the current one.
Yeah.
Do we know when we're getting a possible release for this? Do you know when they're thinking about it?
I did report on it the other week.
Because it's already been 2 years since the first film came out.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad we're getting some more though. If they genuinely have this, so like if they genuinely have this like good idea for it. So let's so here we go. 28th of May, TV series sequel to Lee Whannell's sci-fi movie. Let's have a look. This is from Deadline.com. Writers' rooms in works at Blumhouse and UCP writers' room set. So they've already got a writers' room.
Right.
So the series is co-created and executive produced by Whannell and Tim Walsh, Tim Walsh serves as the showrunner. Whannell, coming off writing and directing Blumhouse's The Invisible Man, is set to direct. So he's directing the TV show as well. So he's executive producing and directing this. Blumhouse Television and UCP are collaborating on the adaptation, which has opened a writer's room. Upgrade the series picks up a few years after the events of the film and broadens the universe with an evolved version of STEM and a new host.
Right, okay.
Imagining a world in which the government repurposes STEM to help curb criminal activity.
Then,
bro, they're going to make him Judgment Dredd. Oh, give me Judge Dredd.
Literally, I feel like, that has stonks potential because they're keeping the concept, but they're straying away from the film so they can just do something different with it.
Yeah, and they're leaving Grey behind as well, because Grey was a big part of the film. Like the actor that played Grey in that film, Logan Marshall. I think his name's Logan Marshall something, but I know it's just Logan. He played the character really, really well. And then like the STEM parts with the body is something that any actor could learn, right? So we're getting a whole new character, but STEM is going to be with this new character.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely like a way to go. You know what I mean? Because he was a lot of what was good with the film.
Yeah.
But that does not mean the film couldn't have worked without him. Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good that the concept's there, but they're straying away from what the film did, and that they're just sticking with what STEM is, and not this whole grey arc.
Yeah, definitely. The film won the 2018 SXSW Audience Award.
Right.
So like
But it's an
so it's
award-winning
one it's a
film.
award-winning film. And like, yeah, it's like, it has so much potential as a sci-fi like concept, and the fact that the director of the film will be the director of the TV show brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
And they've put together a writer's room, and that was thrown together quick, so they must know who they need and who they want to write this. So it's like, yes, there is a risk involved because the original is so good, but the director of this film has done so much good stuff for Blumhouse, and Blumhouse is making this film. So it says here in the article, the Upgrade series marks Winnell's TV debut, and the first project to come out of the First Look film and TV deal he signed with Blumhouse earlier this year, following a 10-year partnership that had yielded 7 features. Most recently, The Invisible Man. The box office smash starring Elizabeth Moss grossed over $122 million globally with a 91% Rotten Tomatoes rating. Other successful film collaborations between Winnell and Blumhouse include the Insidious franchise. So this guy knows how to work with a studio, and he has created banger films in the past. And now he is making his TV debut with something he directed as a film that did super well. And they didn't, like, I feel like if Blumhouse would have marketed Upgrade like big Hollywood films were marketed, it could have made so much more money. And I feel like this is what they're doing with the TV show. They're giving this concept another chance to earn them a lot of money and keep it going for as long as they want to, because they've got a good thing, and they know they've got a good thing. It was award-winning as a film. It's award-winning in my idea as a concept. It's really good. So I'm so excited for it.
It sounds good. Do you want to? We'll go with you first, because I know what I think. What do you rate this film?
Oh, mate. Oh, if I give it anything less than a 5 now, I'm a wrong'un. Like, but a 5's supposed to like.
Well,
smash everything out of the park. Isn't it?
Haven't we already given a 5 before? Haven't I given a 5 on something? Was it Stargirl? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you might have.
I think I definitely gave a 5 on something. Because I remember saying like this is gonna be the first for the podcast.
Remember when we said like when we were like, we're giving it out of 5, but you best know we're going above 5. Yeah. No, I think it's a 5 out of 10. No, a 5 out of 5 for rewatchability, and a 6 out of 5 for is this a good movie?
Bro, I'm gonna say rewatchability 4 out of 5, just because I don't think if I was like
you've
bored,
just watched it.
Well, like again, like if I'm bored and I want to watch something, I don't think this is gonna be the first thing I think of, so I'm gonna give it a 4. But
no, but it's what I mean for 5 out of 5 there is, would I watch more of this, as in the TV show, as in sequels?
Right. Okay.
So it's not just rewatchability. It's like
5 out of 5.
I see more of it. Yeah.
Yeah. 5 out of 5. By the way, I think Onward was the one I gave 5 out of last time. I'm not sure. But
right. Yeah. You.
What's the other one? No, I forget. Just overall liking. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one is how good of a film you think it is.
I'm gonna say 5 again, just because I feel like even though I give a 5 out of 5 really early in the series, I feel like going for the 6 needs to be something that's really stuck out to me. But
speak to me here. Speak to me. You think this film was on par with Onward? You think this wasn't a better film than Onward?
Bro, they're two completely different films.
Yeah, no,
I don't even think I compare them.
You can't really,
do you know what I mean?
You can't really compare them. Yeah,
that's like saying I give this beer a 5 out of 5, and I give this bowl of pasta a 5 out
A
of
5
5.
out of 5. Yeah.
But which one do I
Together, they're a 10
prefer?
out of 10.
But which do I prefer?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? But no,
No, you're right. You're right.
100%. Like, you know, it was a cracking film.
Definitely. I don't know what I could say about it because I just every time I think about the film, it's so good. I will just say a thing about the film that is interesting. It has for me greatly impacted the way I feel about fight scenes and how I will direct them in the future. Technology has never been cheaper, and renting technology has never been cheaper. When I make some of my short films now, or some of my even longer films, eventually when I make anything feature length, if there are fight scenes, I will be taking stuff from this. As a filmmaker, I will be inspired by this movie. I can guarantee it. I've already researched the technology they used in order to do a lot of the camera movements where you move with his body. He does like a backflip at some point, and the camera does a backflip too. And like
That was like, he does like it's like 2 backhand stands and then a flip. That's insane. I've seen the behind the scenes for that. The camera just goes berserk. It's just like spinning.
Yeah, so that's like genuinely on a rig, and that rig is connected to an app on an iPhone.
Yeah, strapped to the chest.
Yeah, strapped to his chest. So it's like, it's not impossible, and it's something that, like, if you know what equipment they used, you can rent that same equipment. No equipment is something like a filmmaker can't use. Like, yeah, maybe you might have to save up to hire it for a day, but if you only need it for that day, or say you save up, enough to use it for 3 days, you will be able to get a short film with some technology that you want. Like, it doesn't have to be this. Maybe you want drone shots in your film. Maybe you need like establishing shots, and you really need a drone for it. Technology can be rented, and if you know what technology certain techniques take, you can replicate it, which is maybe what you might see in the future from me. But this film taught me a lot about cinematography and camera work and stuff, because I watched a lot of the behind the scenes and that. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that film for this week. I flabbergasted at it again. Like, I watched it the first time and I was like, this was one of the best films ever. And then, like, you've watched it now and
Well,
yeah.
Well, there we are. That's the worded review. We're squishing it down. Flabbergasted. That's what we say about the film. I believe that's it for this week. Or am I wrong? Is there more to say?
Well, I mean, there's the what we watch next week. Well, here we go. This is going to be something quite interactive, because I was going to spring it on to you, but we're going to be watching we're going to be watching another anime next week, obviously. Because we were giving you a break after One Punch Man, because it wasn't the greatest anime to make you watch at the start. But we'll make this quite interactive. So the first thing I want to say is there are a million genres within film, so there are a million genres within anime. Anime, think of that as film, a type of film. But there are newer genres in anime that are specifically for anime. Like isekai means an anime where the main character escapes to a new world. And shonen, where the main character has some sort of powers or some sort of unique thing that they need to progress to be stronger in order to beat the villains who keep appearing, who are stronger and stronger. So you could pick from any genre. What type of genre would you pick? And you can even say like superhero stuff, like Marvel and stuff like that. We have like versions of that technically.
Well, I have been quite intrigued in My Hero Academia and what that could hold. But then again, I feel like I should leave it down to you mainly, just because like we've watched a superhero related one, and I know you said it's not great, but
it's not that it's not great. It's a good anime, but it's a parody of shonen anime. Like a lot of stuff that I see in One Punch Man is funny to me because I've watched Dragon Ball Z. Like, and you've never seen Dragon Ball Z, so it's like. There are very like things like the guy at the start of One Punch Man, like not the very very start, but the purple guy called Vaccine Man. So he is genuinely, basically a rip-off of Piccolo from Dragon Ball.
Right.
and like he's all menacing and stuff, and then he one punch.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, My Hero Academia. Well, let's give you some more superhero, but let's go shonen.
More
this
official.
time.
Yeah.
Actual shonen. So yeah, I'll give you the brief thing of it. I explained it to you before. We start it in a world where everyone has quirks, which are some sort of superpower. It could be levitating objects. It could be breathing fire. It could just mean you have another head or another arm. A quirk can be anything. But there are some people born in this world who are quirkless and don't have a quirk. But also a thing in this world is some people use their quirks for evil, and then that has created a society where there needs to be heroes, and those heroes use their quirks for good in order to stop those villains. Our main character is quirkless and wants to be a hero. So that's the starting point. You get all that from episode 1. And then we'll watch it. So
sounds good.
So what we'll do is we'll watch My Hero Academia next week. Maybe we'll try and watch the first arc. I'll see how many episodes that is. But everyone, if you're going to watch along with us, try to watch the first arc. If it's a little bit less, that's just because me and Nathan are strapped for time. But we will try and get through as much of the first arc as possible.
Yeah, hopefully we come out with better results. Because much I didn't hate One Punch Man. Yeah,
it wasn't your favourite either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay.
Cool.
Sign us off.
So, thank you guys very much for watching this week. I hope you enjoyed listening in. Remember, the first arc of My Hero Academia is what comes next for next week. And yeah, so thank you guys, and we will see you next week at 6:30 p.m. BST. Bye.
Like, subscribe. Bye.